The 2025 NFL Draft is full of offensive linemen who many think are going to profile better at guard at the NFL level. You can look up and down the top tackle boards. Many of those guys, given their measurements and play styles, might profile better to the interior, which makes pure tackle prospects even more sought after in this draft class. That is the case with the prospect in today's video. Boston College right tackle Ozzy Trapilo is a player who I've been very high on since the summer and is a player who had a pretty dominant year yet again for the Eagles. How high could we see Trapilo get taken in the 2025 NFL Draft class? That is what we will be talking about in today's video. But hey guys, if you guys are new to the channel, consider hitting that like and subscribe button. Also, be sure to check out my Patreon page, where for $5 a month, you guys will get exclusive access to my in-depth draft guide and big board, with over 500 prospects and evaluations on there. It is some of the best work I have put together, and you can find all the analytics and information you guys need in order to be successful this draft season. Leave a comment on this video and let me know which prospects you guys would like to see in the future, and without further ado, let's get into it. Trapilo has been a 3-year starter for Boston College throughout his career and has played a little bit of everywhere. In 2023, Trapilo played in 764 snaps and he allowed just 11 pressures with 0 sacks on the season. He was absolutely phenomenal, yet it didn't really feel like anybody was talking about him this summer, but he made my early top 15 tackles. He followed it up with another really good year in 2024. He played in 772 snaps and allowed 15 pressures and 2 sacks on the year. He has the potential to be a major riser with a good week down at the Senior Bowl. Trapilo has the ideal size to play tackle in the modern NFL. He is listed at 6'7", 314 pounds, and he has phenomenal length for the tackle position. He towered over defenders, and he has a lean frame that makes him a perfect fit for the modern NFL. He has played just about everywhere throughout his career for Boston College. He's taken snaps at right tackle, left tackle, and even played some guard snaps through his college career, and he brings some interesting versatility to an NFL line. My favorite thing about Trapilo is just how dominant he looked in pass protection. He uses his length to his advantage, and he did a fantastic job of countering rushers with his hands. He's got great grip strength and has some of the best hands of any tackle in the draft class. I also thought he showed some solid footwork and overall was a good mover for the position as well, which I loved to see. But really how he wins in pass pro is strictly because he is so good with his hands, has great hand placement, and is really strong in his upper body. In the run game, Trapilo's a super solid player in that regard as well. He brings some serious pop in the run game, once again displaying excellent hand placement, but I also think he does a good job of pulling into the second level. He is a solid athlete with good quickness and good overall athleticism to make impact blocks at the second level. There are, however, 2 areas of Trapilo's game that do worry me at the next level. For one, he is a little bit stiff in his lower half. There are times where he does lose a step to his outside shoulder against quicker rushers, but on top of that, I felt like his anchor sometimes was pretty hit or miss. I want to see him be a little bit more flexible in his lower half, improve his waist bend, and just be a little bit more fluid because he looks really tight in his hips sometimes, and that never works well for tackles in the NFL. The other area I felt, Trapilo seemed to constantly be missing his assignments in the run game. He seemed to struggle to land blocks, and he overextended in the run game way too often to my liking, and I'd like to see him be a little bit more consistent at that in the NFL level. Ozzy Trapilo is a guy who I loved this offseason, and I'm still a huge fan of his game. He's a good athlete, he's got the ideal measurements that you look for, he's great in pass protection, he can give you a little bit of something in the run game, and I have no idea why we're not talking about him higher. I love this guy, and I think he's going to be one of the steals of the draft wherever he is taken. because I do think the issues that he do have, particularly in his hips, can be coached out of him at the next level. He's my number 10 tackle in the draft class and my number 51 overall prospect in the draft. Trapilo is really good as a pass protector, and I think that's where I'd want to play him at the next level. I'd want to play him in a heavy air raid offense, one where he can play in a phone booth, one-on-one with defensive linemen, and be an impact player in pass protection. That's where I felt like he was the most dominant for Boston College, and where I think he is going to be the most impactful at the NFL level. My player comparison for Ozzy Trapilo is Los Angeles Rams right tackle Rob Havenstein. Havenstein is fantastic in pass protection and is a really solid run blocker as well. He may not be the greatest athlete in the world, but he is really solid all around. Havenstein has been a really solid tackle throughout his NFL career, and I could see Trapilo being a very similar type of player at the next level. He may not be the most elite player, but I think he can be really solid and give you some legit starting reps for a long time. Ozzy Trapilo is the crazy train. He is an all-around, really solid player who can be a difference maker in both the run and the pass. I think he's really going to rise up draft boards with a really good week down in Mobile, and ultimately, I believe that Ozzy Trapilo will be a top 100 pick in the 2025 NFL Draft.